Hey everybody, now that Gerald McCoy has made his decision what team he's going to pick, remember he visited the Browns, and then he went to the Baltimore Ravens, and then the Carolina Panthers. Having decided to pick the Carolina Panthers, we can now evaluate who is the better tackle within their team. Ndamukong Suh, who is essentially the replacement. Technically, he is the replacement for Gerald McCoy, and I'll get to the reason why in a second. And Gerald McCoy with the Panthers. Who got the better deal? Did the Panthers get the better deal with Gerald McCoy, 1 year, $8 million deal? Or did the Buccaneers get a better deal at just over $9 million with Ndamukong Suh? Well, I have to tell you, first of all, Ndamukong Suh and Gerald McCoy came out of college into the draft the same year, 2010. Ndamukong Suh was the number 2 selection. He went to the Detroit Lions. And Gerald McCoy was the number 3 selection. He went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ndamukong Suh has been around the block a bit. He went from the Lions to the Dolphins, then to the Rams, and now he's with the Bucs. But get this, over that time, Ndamukong Suh has racked up 493 total tackles. Do you hear what I said? 493 total tackles. That's a number so large, I have to go back in myself and double check that. And, just for the umpteenth time, 478 total tackles. 478 total tackles. 478 total tackles. 324 of those solo. That means just him. 56 sacks, with his best sack year having been with Detroit in 2014 when he had 8.5 sacks. He had 4.5 with the Rams last year. But last year he played 16 games, did Suh, and he had 59 total tackles. By contrast, Gerald McCoy has a more pedestrian 297 total tackles. That's 297 total tackles over the same period of time. For Gerald McCoy, compared to 478 for Ndamukong Suh. 220 of those were solo tackles. So that right there tells you who the better player is. Now, you would say, wait a minute, Zinni, you always talk about scheme fit and defenses. Don't you think you're giving too much credit to Suh? And my answer in this case is no, because Ndamukong has been in systems very similar to McCoy's. Gerald has been in a system that has given them the luxury of one gapping, not two gapping, but one gapping. Suh has played in systems that asked him to one gap, two gap. He's played, if you think about it, in the Lions system. Then he went from the Lions to the Dolphins. Then he went from the Dolphins to the Rams. Yeah, in each stop he played a 4-man front, but there were different techniques he was asked to do. Not too different, because there are people who didn't want to take away from his natural talent. But even with jumping around from team to team, which is kind of what it looks like he did for the most part, as opposed to Gerald McCoy being just with Tampa Bay his entire career. He's got all the Bucs flag down his spreadsheet, right? Suh was with Detroit for, 5 years. I thought he was going to remain a Lion. I didn't think the Lions would allow him to leave. He was in Miami 3 years, with the Rams 1 year. 1 year. His best year so far in total was with Miami in 2015 when he had Miami in 2016 when he had 72 total tackles, 41 solo. He had 5 sacks and 31 assists. That was his best performing year. I mean, he came on like a hoss. But get this also, Gerald McCoy over that same time has had only 2 years in his entire career where he's played all 16 games. That's right, 2012 and 2013. By contrast, Ndamukong Suh has played all 16 games for every single year of his career save for one, and that was 2011. That's it. That's it. So who's better? Who got the better deal? Quite obviously, the Panthers didn't get the better deal. The Bucs did. The Bucs know it, to the point where they even gave Ndamukong Suh Gerald McCoy's 93. But, you know, you would say, wait a minute, wasn't that Suh's 93? Well, no, because when he was with the Lions, he was actually number 90. 90. So the Buccaneers were sending a message to Gerald McCoy on the way out the door. There were always questions about his production, that he wasn't producing as well as he could. And the main problem that Gerald McCoy had for his entire career was the mere existence of Ndamukong Suh at that high level of performance. And now they're in the same division, playing against each other twice. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned.